The Swanage Railway is a heritage line that runs between Corfe Castle and the seaside town of Swanage. Before COVID-19, we carried over 200,000 passengers and contributed over £15 million to the local economy. I'm Josh and I volunteer as a fireman. Back in April, COVID-19 nearly wiped out the railway, but thanks to your generous donations, we are now within touching distance of our £360,000 fundraising target. In this episode, we'll meet a family that travelled on the railway and explore how social media and broadcasters helped us during the pandemic. We'll show you some of the preparations we are making for the festive period, but first, we'll take a look back at the reopening of the railway at the start of the summer season. Thanks to the amazing efforts of our dedicated volunteers, we were able to reopen the railway to the public. However, this was no mean feat. Every inch of track needed inspecting, every signal needed testing, our locomotives needed servicing, and our stations needed cleaning. We have had to implement COVID-19 measures to ensure social distancing, including one-way systems for safe access. We had to reduce our capacity on trains to receive our Good to Go accreditation. This allowed us to operate our summer service. We initially started with a diesel service on the 11th of July, but a week later we welcomed the sights and sound of steam back to the Purbeck once more. From then on, steam locomotives worked every day, supported by our Class 33 diesels. Together, they delivered a safe and reliable service which would not have been possible without the incredible support of all the loco-owning groups. Despite having limited capacity on our trains due to social distancing measures, we ran a successful service. On behalf of the railway, I would like to extend our eternal thanks to everyone that supported us by riding on our trains. I met up with a family as they enjoyed a day out with us on the railway, and I asked them why they chose to ride on the Swanage Railway.
Well, we used to come here with our children, and now we have grandsons, 3-year-old grandsons, and we just felt as if it would be wonderful to give them an experience on the first day of our holiday to Dorset, and what an experience it is.
Fantastic. And looks like you're enjoying yourself. Do you feel safe with the railway's social distancing measures?
Oh, absolutely, yes. We came down a week ago to book it so that we could ensure that there was safety involved for the boys, and they suggested a carriage for us, which we've done, and we're very, very pleased that we have. But everything's in place, all the sanitizer, everything.
The return of steam to the Swanage Railway caught the attention of social media and the national broadcasters. This was especially important to us as it helped raise the awareness of the plight of the railway and increase the profile of the entire heritage rail industry.
And for many holidaymakers in the UK, a visit to one of our heritage railways is always very, very popular. But they've been hard hit by the pandemic, and for some, there's concern that the sound of steam will stay silent forever. Tom Hepworth reports.
Locomotives in lockdown. The last time these sidings in Swanage echoed to the sound of steam was in March, and no passengers means no income.
We've used our winter reserves. We're expecting a good trading season, but that hasn't appeared. So it is, for us, really significant. hence the risk to the future and why we're using words like survival.
This summer, our steam service was in the hands of U-Class 31806 and 257 Squadron, ably supported by our two Class 33 diesels. However, the service was not without its challenges. Whilst we were bringing our engines back to life and completing their exams, sadly, our 121-year-old T9 had a show-stopping fault with its boiler. The engine was in the last of its 10-year boiler ticket, but had to be withdrawn a few months earlier than planned. This meant that we only had 2 working steam locomotives, when typically we would expect to have 4. We are working to improve the situation by continuing with the restoration of other locomotives. The continued need for social distancing on board our trains means that our festive offer this year will be significantly different. We will be unable to run our normal Santa special services. However, this gives us an opportunity to launch our exciting new service, Steam and Lights. This is a pre-booked steam train experience. As you can see, the locomotive and coaches are decorated in brightly coloured lights, while the cosy steam-heated coaches will take you through a series of lighting displays, synchronised music and an onboard commentary. We will also be running our festive dining trains over the Christmas period, which you can book now on the Swanage Railway website. This is just another way that you can help support the railway. This autumn, we were fortunate to receive 2 grants from the government. The first from the Culture Recovery Fund for Heritage. This can only be spent on specific projects which help support the railway's COVID-19 safety measures. These include a new reservation system for additional track and trace information and extra PPE and cleaning equipment for our stations and trains. Our latest grant comes from the Restoring Your Railway scheme to help reinstate services between Swanage and the mainline station here at Wareham. The grant will allow us to carry out a feasibility study to assess what the options are, how much these might cost, and what the benefits to the Purbeck could be. Although these grants are a bonus, they can only be used for specific tasks that I've already mentioned. For the future prosperity of the railway, we still need further assistance. So far, we've been fortunate to welcome just under 50,000 people to the railway this year. However, this is only a quarter of the 200,000 visitors that we would typically carry in a normal year. This has created massive financial implications for the railway. Our projected fare income this year is £722,000. However, this is only just over 30% of last year's income. This leaves a staggering shortfall of £1.5 million. Although there is no imminent risk of closure, it is clear that the after effects of coronavirus will be felt for a long time. Therefore, we have taken a long and hard look at our future operating plans to ensure that the railway remains financially viable. Sadly, this has included some redundancies. It was clear that the railway had to change and will need to be more reliant on volunteers going forward. Considering the scale of this shortfall, it's still so vital that we reach our £360,000 target. In addition, we will have next to no income until we restart our main operating season at Easter. To make matters worse, we have essential infrastructure and rolling stock maintenance that we have to pay for in the meantime. I'd like to finish by thanking everyone that supported the railway this year, either by travelling with us or donating their contributions to the SOS appeal. We look forward to welcoming you back next year. We will continue to follow government guidance to ensure that you enjoy a safe but memorable day out. In the meantime, please help put us on the road to recovery by donating as much as you possibly can. Thank you. To donate by PayPal, you can visit www.saveourservice.co.uk, or for more details about bank transfers and cheques, you can go to www.swanagerailwaytrust.org/giving. Don't forget, you can also boost your donation by 25% with gift aid.